As I live day to day, may I walk thy holy way, looking to thee above. Grant unto me your faith and hope and love. I know that my life came from thee, and thy love is boundless for me. I believe that your Son showed the way for me, that will lead me to eternity with thee, to glory on high with thee. Oh Lord, may I dwell with thee. I have only one life to live. One life is all I have to give. Be a lamp unto my feet, a light unto my pathway. Be near each day, I pray. Show me the master plan for my life, dear Lord. Show me the master plan for my life, dear Lord. Raise our flag high, sky high, embrace the pride in our heart. Love shall be our bond as one, looking out to the world. For peace our goal from the very start, and prosperity to last. We dare to dream, we dare to share, together for us shine. We dare to dream, we dare to share, for it's the way of life.
Elmer, quiet sana. Thank you, Ched Corral, for uh, the invocation and the national anthem, and for leading us to the singing of the Ashan hymn. At this point in time, our Director of the Commission on Higher Education Region 10, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., will give his opening message. Sir?
Time flies, no? Kung sa Latin, if I recall it right, tempus fugit, no? So time flies so fast. We started this endeavor a few weeks ago, and here we are. We're ending, and of course, ends are but proper to a new beginning. May hapon ka na tong tanan. At the onset, I would like to greet one and all, especially our debonair presidents. I saw their faces, no? Sir Oscar Cabanyeles, I think yes, the Rihe is also of CMU is also around. Dr. Butch Consulta of USTP, representatives from CPSC, the local colleges. I see the face of Ma'am Karen Ungab, also from MU. I think Dr. De Leon is around. And the rest of you, di ko na ngalanan pa isa-isa, no? Anyway, you'll be called later, each and every one. pleasant afternoon to everybody. It's my honor serving a region that was able to show to the world three C's, to Lucas C's. And that first C, first and foremost, is courage. Okay? Courage. Courage is something that is, a lot of people may try to see that, to say that they have that, but it's easier said than done. I would like to manifest my gratitude to all of you for possessing that. That is clearly seen with your positive attitude towards the problem that lies ahead and the problems that we are about to tackle. And these preparations that we have tackled. The bigger problem is still ahead of us, but then with the courage that you have, the courage to face them, I think we're on the right footing. Di ta maglisod kayo ni. The other C that I'm talking about is commitment. Okay? You may have the courage, but commitment is something that is born out of the belief that not only that you believe in yourself, that you're able to, produce and do good things, but likewise you're committed to the sole goal of education, educating the youth, educating and retooling our faculty for this endeavor. Thank you for that. And the third C is, of course, cooperation. I would like to thank the presidents, first and foremost, for lending the beautiful minds of the universities and the colleges around us, these brilliant people who help train, retool our faculty members. Lisod magkundalo tano if we don't cooperate and share. Okay? Ingon nila is really, really lonely at the top. And the only way for you not to be lonely is to see to it that you connect with those at the bottom. Bisag na ka sa ibabaw, ano, ba, di man, bilog man ang mundo, no? So, that's really the saying. Na best, you're at the top, and na best, you're at the rock bottom. The thing is, if we share, we cooperate, we always ensure that each and every time we're at the bottom, somebody's gonna pick us up, somebody's gonna help out. That is one thing that I appreciate so much from you. I would like also to manifest my gratitude to those, to the presidents of all the other HEIs who lent, nagkuan man sila, they're communicating, they are, they ask all their faculties to join the training, and I'm happy for the turnout of the attendance, of the attendees to the 12-day long sessions, long sessions and the hard sessions that we did. And I was told that you had great outputs for the training, and I'm happy for that. For and in behalf of the chair, Popoy De Vera, and our executive director, Attorney Cindy Haro, will be around with us in a while. I would also like to manifest gratitude to all of you who in one way or the other made this training a success. We will be doing more of this. This is not the end because our consortium will always be there. So I am going to advise everybody at the onset that you keep in touch. If you have queries, Ma'am Seni and the rest of the guys here, the good souls that are here, the beautiful minds, will always be ready to cater to your queries. This will be a difficult times ahead as we start implementing the flexible learning for the first semester of 2020-2021. We wish everybody, the best of there is. So good health, you have to keep safe, maintain good health at all times, no? And the safety protocols at the schools, panang atong isa ka iskutan. We will likewise would like to plug this na lang, no? Because everybody's listening right now. The Chedro will be helping out. Should you have any queries about our new CMO on flexible learning, but we will have a national orientation. I asked the director of OPSD, Director Cherry, the other day, and she said, base na next week siya, no? So I would like to ask everybody to attend that very important orientation, because we need that. And for our region here, we will likewise do rounds of consultations and orientations for you to better understand and implement the contents of that CMO on flexible learning. For and in behalf of the staff of the CHEDRO, we'd like to thank you again for such a wonderful experience and a wonderful cooperation that you've shown to our, not only to the HEIs, to the community, academic community of the Region 10, but to the whole country, to the whole world. Tagang salamat, keep safe, God bless everyone. We'll learn as one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Raul, for the message and for giving us a heads up on the upcoming national orientation on the PSG or CMO for flexible learning. Thank you so much, sir. So at this point in time, a very busy person, but always ready to share inspiration to us. Our Executive Director 4 of the Commission on Higher Education is with us now to give her inspirational message. Please welcome Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro.
Okay.
Ma'am.
To our CHED Regional Office Director, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., to our higher education institutions in Region 10, presidents, heads, officers in charge, representatives of higher education institutions, to my fellow CHED officials and employees, to our participants, good afternoon. We are gathered here today for the ReFLEX Region 10 closing program for the series of trainings on flexible learning for higher education in Region 10. I am honored to be part of your flexible trainings and to give an inspirational message to our outstanding officials and administrators of our higher education institutions. The landscape that we are pursuing as of the present is very challenging. We have not experienced a situation that caused us to change our paradigm, our integrated system in a very short period of time. We have not experienced a situation that puts at risk the continuity of education. But we must persevere, we must be resilient. In order to balance the health and safety of our students, faculty, the Commission on Higher Education has espoused flexible learning with the overarching goals of continuity of inclusive education by appropriate modes of delivery. We recognize the limitations of our higher education institutions and their faculty and students to immediately transition into online learning. That is why, under the system of flexible learning, other modes of delivery such as blended learning, offline learning are given equal considerations as well. But in order to transition to flexible learning, we know that it is essential that we capacitate our higher education institutions, administrators, faculty, and students. It is also imperative to have open educational resources that our faculty members and students can access 24/7 and for free. That is why CHED launched PhilCHED Connect, an online learning platform that contains open educational resources, donated or shared learning resources from leading universities and colleges. I hope that you would also access our online learning platform. Our regional offices have also undertaken various initiatives to assist our higher education institutions to transition into new normal. We laud the efforts and initiatives of CHED Regional Office 10 under the leadership of Regional Director Dr. Raul Alvarez, who had in the past months, since the start of the pandemic, offered a series of webinars on flexible learning. He was able to constitute a total of 12 webinars that cover several topics such as understanding flexible learning and teaching, mental health amidst the pandemic, introduction to learning management system, making constructive alignments, and redesigning courses syllabi in the outcomes-based education approach. All topics are equally important in this flexible learning. We hope that through these undertakings, The Commission has helped in better preparing our stakeholders in its transition to the implementation of flexible learning, especially for the opening of classes this semester in academic year. The Commission would also like to emphasize that instead of being regulatory in times of pandemic, TRED's direction is to be developmental. We recognize the capability of our higher education institutions and that given the opportunity, they can respond to national developmental trusts, in this case, national emergency, but also to regional and community needs. But of course, giving more power means more responsibility to our higher education institutions as well. It is the responsibility of our higher education institutions to lead their constituents, faculty, students to transition into new normal. It is also the responsibility to provide inclusive education, but ensuring the health and safety of your constituents. As administrators, faculty of the higher education institutions, it is our hope to provide further guidance and opportunities for capacity building and development as our main frontliners in this trying, difficult, and extraordinary time. It is through you that the higher education sector is able to live on and push through new frontiers in delivering learning through flexible modes and systems of teaching. In this way, we continue to preserve the mission to promote access and ensure quality and relevant higher education programs. Thank you very much once again. Of course, we educate as one. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Director Haro, for the inspiration given to us, especially to our participants, and also for giving us the direction, no, on what the higher education faculty should do in the opening of classes. Thank you very much, Director Haro. I know you are working at home now. CHED is closed right now. CHED office is closed, but you are still working for everyone. So thank you very much for gracing our closing program. So at this point in time, one faculty from Sapang Dalaga, Misamis Occidental, from Medina Foundation College, would like to share his experiences during the webinar sessions and would give his impressions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Jude A. Andres. Sir Jude. Sir Jude, you can unmute your microphone, please. Yes, go ahead, Sir Jude.
Distinguished Director of Commission Higher Education of Region 10, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez, our Technical Working Group for Flexible Learning Consortium member institutions composed of 10 Hello. Again, Distinguished Director of Commission Higher Education of Region 10, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez, our Technical Working Group for Flexible Learning Consortium member institutions composed of 10 higher institutions in Region 10, trainers of different webinar sessions, participating fellow educators, friends, visitors, ladies and gents, good afternoon. May we take this opportunity of expressing our thankfulness to Dr. Arlita Amapola Bimengues for communicating and inviting our dear institution, Medina Foundation College, Sapang Dalaga, Misamis Occidental, to share our overall impression about the series of regional higher education faculty training on implementation of flexible learning, which was launched last July 9, 2020, live via Zoom and Facebook. Even though our institution is located in a rural area where internet connection is unstable, we are so very lucky to be chosen out of all institutions in Region 10. Considering the fact that COVID-19 is the greatest key factor that pushes us to adjust in a paradigm shift. We are actively here today, fully oriented and equipped with common understanding of flexible learning modality because of this valuable webinar in preparation for the viable implementation. In behalf of Medina Foundation College, sa Pangdalaga Misamis Occidental, we believe that this 12-day webinar is considered as a total game changer to us because of the knowledge and skill we learn. Likewise, it absolutely caters our needs in modifying and adjusting our teaching and assessment process, possibly applied to our students in parallel with the current situation. From the start to end, we can say that we can really observe that it went smoothly. All the trainers did share their expertise for us to come up with good outputs. They were very professional in their field of expertise. In fact, the webinar sessions leveled up our knowledge enough to aid our students in the current situation. We are so very pleased because it was well organized in terms of conduct, structure, time frames, and content. Every topic in the training was informative and useful to us. And also, all the acquired information was explicit and interesting. Personally, I already knew about the basic of Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. But last July 21, 2020, I extensively learned more about the active learning strategies in online presentation, steps in video recording slides and adding subtitles and narrations, and tips in creating effective PowerPoint presentation for Gen Z. I am so amazed that the Microsoft PowerPoint presentation has that kind of functions and features. Thanks to Sir Marvin Pamesa of Xavier University Ateneo de Cagayan for his lively and interactive webinar session. Because of this webinar, I just recently found out that my Microsoft PowerPoint presentation is outdated. And we immediately inform our school administrator, Sir Eduardo P. De Los Santos, and our IT technician, Sir Virgilio Yabo, to help us upgrade it into Microsoft PowerPoint Office 365 software as an intervention to face the pandemic. Second, I am really amazed and blessed to acquire available information about the construction of learning content, specifically the course module and course guide and creating rubrics for assessing the students' performance discussed by Dr. Amfe Bedoa Dinagsao of University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, USTP. In terms of making performance tasks, specifically hypothetical situations or engaging scenario, we should not forget to use the GRASS model which stands for goal, role, audience, situation, product performance, purpose, and standards and criteria for success. Besides, I learned from her that writing the course module must be logical, self-contained, comprehensive, and cohesive in nature in order to cater the learning needs of our students. As of now, we are on the process of formulating our own course syllabus, course guide, course modules, and rubrics per learning areas under the supervision of our school heads, which will be delivered to our students for academic year 2020-2021. I also acclaim the high professionalism of Dr. Amfe in terms of dealing with unexpected situation during her session. I believe that she dealt it having a nonchalant attitude like grace under pressure, which we must also apply if we randomly face it during our interaction with our students. In a nutshell, this seminar has come to an end, but the learnings are never ending. The knowledge and skills we gain from this training will surely maximize our potential as educators ready and competent to face the new normal era. To the organizers and facilitators of this 12-day webinar training, a very big kudos. Yeah, it's a very big kudos and a festive gratitude for your time provided to us. In behalf of Medina Foundation College sa Pangdalaga, Misamis Occidental, we hope that the people behind this unforgettable webinar will continue helping us to be the best among the rest, not just these trying times, but every time that we eagerly need you. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, Sir Jude, for that very inspiring sharing of your impression or experience. We are happy that you have learned so much from our resource speakers and from the topic given to you. We are so glad and appreciative of your sharing. Thank you so much. Now, another faculty member, this time from as far as Don Carlos Bukidnon, Don Carlos Community College will also share his impression and on his experiences during our webinar sessions. Please welcome Mr. Brian Leonard L. Lumaya. Sir Bry.
To the Director of CHED Regional Office 10, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., our Executive Director, Attorney Cinderella Filipina Benitez Haro, to Dr. Arlita Amapola B. Minguez, President and heads of different colleges and universities, members of the Technical Working Group, participants from different SUCs and LUCs, and to everyone watching the live stream on Facebook, to everyone, good afternoon. The impression that I'm going to be sharing with you this afternoon is a very brief impression, but it is a consolidated impression from all of us here in Don Carlos Polytechnic College. So the past 3 weeks, to be honest, it has been both challenging and life-changing at the same time. We experienced firsthand the challenge of education in the new normal. As the participants, we were like students to our speakers. We did synchronous activities, we did asynchronous workshops, but at the end of the day, we were taught by our distinguished speakers on different ways, and we were also taught different tools that we could take advantage of so that we can cope with the new normal. We learned to embrace technology, even for those who are not exactly tech savvy. We were taught in detail on how we can embrace technology and incorporate it in our instruction for the coming first semester, and maybe even to the next. One thing that I would like to point out, however, is that the activity during the module creation and the redesigning of the syllabus, it showed us that there is always a room for improvement, that the syllabus that we had before, we can still improve that one to cater the needs of our students, and that nothing is actually final in terms of education. We can still always adapt. Our key takeaway here, however, is that this whole experience in the new normal, despite the constant threat of the coronavirus, we can adapt and deliver the same level of education as we did before when we were still conducting the face-to-face classes. All we have to do is be flexible with our modes of teaching, and at the same time, also be considerate to the students as well. So whether it be modular or whether it's an online teaching strategy, we can surely cope with that, especially since, as we've learned from the past webinar, we were taught thoroughly by our different speakers. So to close, we would like to congratulate CHED Regional Office 10 for the success of the webinar series, and of course to our distinguished speakers for giving us the tools to cope with the new normal. And again, from DCPC, from Don Carlos Polytechnic College, thank you everyone. Thank you for the past webinar series. Thank you for the learnings. We learn as one, we educate as one. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Bry. We are very happy and we appreciate all what you have said. It's a testament that we have done well, or we have delivered what are expected of us, especially from our resource speakers. So special mention to some, but later on all the other speakers will be given our appreciations will be given to them. So next to give his impression is a faculty from the as our island province of Camiguin, from Camiguin Polytechnic State College. Please welcome Mr. Orson E. Sabuga for his impression. Sir Orson?
A pleasant afternoon to Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., our Director, Region 10, to the members of the Technical Working Group, to our trainers, presidents, and participants of these webinars from the various HEIs. My ardent appreciation and congratulations for the Commission on Higher Education Regional Office for initiating this series of webinars. Let me summarize my impression in 3 points. These webinars enhances the capability of the faculty by introducing new tools for flexible and blended learning modalities in response to the new normal. The various higher education institutions in Region 10 and some other regions had been its audience, which serves as manifestation on individual interests to take part in the famous adage during the pandemic, we heal as one. And today we add that as we learn as one, we educate as one. The active participation of this series of webinars suggests that HEIs saw the threat of COVID-19 in delivering our instruction among our students, upholding our respective institutional standards vis-a-vis with the current situation of our students. Second, this webinar provided me with learning modalities with the use of online platforms, not only limited with Facebook, but with Moodle, and this morning we have the G Suites and all other online platforms. Hence, the government discouraged us to use face-to-face learning approaches. The webinar widens my horizon that there are many ways in teaching our students, as well as various tools that can be used for assessment. There is the perfect strategy that fits in all situations. To ensure the achievement of the course outcomes, the faculty needs to employ synchronous and asynchronous modalities, which can be more effective if the faculty, of course, continues to be more resourceful, with high level of initiative, open-minded, ready to embrace the challenges of online teaching by crafting rubrics, improving our course modules, improving our course syllabus with smart learning objectives, and enhancing our teaching strategies using various modalities. Third, this webinar made us all humble, knowing that I have these technical difficulties and knowledge gaps with the use of online platforms. I find it very complicated at once. However, at each new day, I find it very satisfying. As we exchange ideas also with our colleagues, I realized that our institution has a lot to prepare for this academic year. We need to have a good internet access, institutional LMS, more personal computers, and technical know-how. Day by day, we discover our own individual limitations, but after each lecture, we fill out this need with more doubts and questions for the next day. Thus, looking back again with this famous line among educators, which states that education is a lifelong process. As a faculty member, we make personal legacy with our students, and hopefully, at the end of this each day, we can close our eyes and talk to our God that we have done our best and have found fulfillment with our respective tasks. In behalf of our college president, Dr. Macario B. Oclarit, CPSC will state that we learn as one, we educate as one. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Sir Orson. And also thank you for your very supportive school heads, especially the president, Dr. Macario Oclarit. for lending you and allowing you to share your learnings for our training. So thank you again, Sir Orson. And of course, the trainings, the schedules of the webinars and the content are did not happen at one night, did not happen overnight, but these were well crafted and planned. And of course, a big thank you to the higher education institutions who became part of the consortium in order for this endeavor to come true. So at this point, allow me to present our certificates of recognition to the member institutions of the consortium in Region 10. For a while. Okay. Okay, so sorry for that. So at this point in time, we will now present our certificates of recognition to the members of the consortium on flexible learning in the region in gratitude of their contribution to the success of this endeavor. So first, let's start with allow me to read the certificate. Republic of the Philippines, Office of the President, Commission on Higher Education, Region 10, Cagayan de Oro City, presents the Certificate of Recognition to Dr. Socarno D. Tanggol and Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, in grateful acknowledgement of the proactive and people-centered leadership exemplified by providing utmost support to the Commission's initiative on the transition to flexible learning, to support capacity building for higher education faculty, sharing of human and physical resources, and strengthening the culture of sharing of knowledge and best practices in Region 10, for willingly collaborating with other higher education institutions to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning, and for committing to be the lead institution of the consortium, as well as the lead institution of the Training and Capacity Building Committee and Policy Development and Agreement Committee, and a member institution of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. This is a manifestation of the Commission's deep appreciation to MSU IIT for servicing Region 10, for responding promptly to the call for leadership and solidarity to face the new normal, and for showing that the Bayanihan spirit is alive. Given this 30th day of July 2020 at the Commission on Higher Education Regional Office 10, Hayes Street, Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, signed Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., CESO 3, Director 4, Commission on Higher Education 10. Thank you very much, Dr. Socarno D. Tanggol, and to MSU IIT. Round of applause, please. Bisan dili madunggan, no? But anyway, a round of applause for Dr. Tanggol and MSU IIT. Okay. The same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Ambrosio B. Cultura II and the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines, in grateful acknowledgement of the proactive and people-centered leadership exemplified by providing utmost support to the Commission's initiative on the transition to flexible learning, to support capacity building for higher education faculty, sharing of human and physical resources, and strengthening the culture of sharing of knowledge and best practices in the region, and for willingly collaborating with other higher education institutions to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning, and for committing to be the co-lead institution of the Training and Capacity Building Committee, and as a member institution of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. This is a manifestation of the Commission's deep appreciation to USTP for servicing Region 10, for responding promptly to the call for leadership and solidarity to face the new normal, and for showing that the Bayanihan spirit is alive. given this 30th day of July 2020 at the Commission on Higher Education, Regional Office 10, Hayes Street, Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, signed by Director Raul C. Alvarez Jr., CESO 3. Congratulations and thank you to Dr. Ambrosio B. Cultura II and the University of Science and Technology of Southern Philippines. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Next, the same certificate of appreciation is presented to, or recognition presented to, Attorney Casimiro B. Juarez Jr. and Capital University. Capital University has been collaborating with us, with the consortium, as a member of the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and as a lead institution of the Content Development Committee. Thank you, Attorney Casimiro B. Juarez Jr. and Capital University. Thank you po. The same certificate of recognition is given to Reverend Father Roberto C. Yap of the Society of Jesus and Xavier University, Ateneo de Cagayan. Xavier has been a partner institution of the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and has committed has committed to be the co-lead institution of the Content Development Committee. So they work with Capital University as for the committee. Thank you, Father Roberto Yap and Xavier University. Thank you so much. The same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Karen Belina F. De Leon and Misamis University. Misamis University has been willingly collaborating with other higher education institutions to work with the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and has been the lead institution of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. Dr. Karen and Misamis University, thank you so much. Salamat po. The same certificate of appreciation or recognition is given to Dr. Herbert Glenn P. Reyes and Northwestern Mindanao State College of Science and Technology. NMSC has been a member of the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and is the co-lead institution of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. Sir Glenn and NMSC community, thank you for your support. Thank you very much, Sir Glenn. The next certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Oscar B. Cabanyeles and Bukidnon State University. Sir Oscar, Dr. Cabanyeles, and BSU has been collaborating with member institutions to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and has been the lead institution of the Monitoring and Assessment Committee. Sir Oscar and BSU, thank you very much for your support and for your commitment. Thank you, Sir Oscar. The same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Maricel M. Nueva and Governor Alfonso D. Tan College for willingly collaborating with other HEIs to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and for committing to be a member institution of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. Ma'am Maricel, Dr. Nueva, thank you so much for the support. And another certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Karen Jane S. Ungab and Taguluan Community College for collaborating with the member institutions to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and for committing to be a member institution of the Monitoring and Assessment Committee. Dr. Ungab and TCC, thank you so much for your support. Okay. And the last but not the least, member institution, certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Direje and to Central Mindanao University for willingly collaborating with the higher education institutions to form the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and for committing to be a member institution of the Policy, Development, and Agreement Committee. Dr. Dirije and to CMU, salamat po sa tulong and salamat po sa cooperation. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so let's now proceed to the presentation of the certificates of recognition to our very active members of the Technical Working Group on Flexible Learning. Many of them have been also our trainers, and it's about time that we recognize their contribution as well as their expertise during our webinars and our training. So they have been working even before the start of the webinars, and they will be still working after the webinars. Okay, so let's start with the first certificate of recognition to be given to Dr. Franco G. Teves in grateful recognition, in grateful acknowledgement of his proactive and people-centered leadership, exemplified by providing utmost support to the Commission's initiative on the transition to flexible learning to support capacity building for higher education faculty, sharing of human and physical resources, and strengthening the culture of sharing of knowledge and best practices in Region 10. For serving actively as a member of the Technical Working Group of the Regional Consortium for Flexible Learning and working collaboratively with TWG members of other institutions. This is a manifestation of the Commission's deep appreciation for servicing Region 10 and for responding promptly to the call for leadership and solidarity to face the new normal, and for showing that the Bayanihan spirit is alive. Given this 30th day of July 2020 at the Commission and Higher Education Regional Office 10, Hay Street, Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, signed Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., CESU 3, Director 4 of CHED Region 10. Dr. Franco G. Teves, thank you so much for your help. Dr. Teves is also the chair of the Training and Capacity Building Committee. Thank you, Dr. Teves. The same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Seni V. Malabanan. Ma'am Zeni, thank you so much. We are very grateful of your leadership and for your support to the consortium. Thank you so much. The same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Ephraim B. Metilio. Sir Ephraim, where are you? You're around? Okay. Thank you so much, sir. You have been very active in the Policy Development and Agreement Committee. Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Ephraim. Okay. The same certificate of recognition is given to Dr. Amparo V. Dinagsao. Dr. Amparo Dinagsao is not only a member of TWG, she's also one of our resource speakers in 3 of our topics. Dr. Amphi, thank you so much. Salamat sa tanan nga imong gi-offer, no, expertise, and of course, all the other things that you have shared to our participants. Thank you so much, sir. Next, the same certificate of recognition is given to or presented to Engineer Alex L. Morial. Sir Alex was busy, a member of the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. Sir Alex, thank you very much. Sir Alex is with us in the Zoom meeting room. Thank you so much, Sir Alex. Okay, the same certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Amor Q. De Torres. Okay, Dr. Amor has been working with the Content Development Committee. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. De Torres, for sharing your time and your expertise and the support that you have given to our consortium. Thank you so much. Okay. Next, certificate of recognition is given to Dr. Geraldine D. Durias. Dr. Geraldine Durias has been actively working with the Technology and Infrastructure Support Committee. Thank you so much, Doc Je. Salamat sa help. Okay. Okay. Next, certificate of recognition is given to Dr. Heidi R. Rabanes from Xavier University. Dr. Heidi has been working with Dr. Amor De Torres with the Content Development Committee. Okay. Doc Hides, salamat. Salamat po. The same certificate of recognition is given to Dr. Hazel Jean M. Abuela. Okay. Doc Hazel is working with the Assessment and Monitoring Committee. Ma'am Hazel, thank you so much for the support and the help. The next is a certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Jose Alexander C. Abelia of the Central Mindanao University. Dr. Abelia has been working in partnership with Dr. Efrain Bitilio and for the Policy and Agreement Committee. Okay. Dr. Abelia, thank you so much for your help and for your support. Thank you so much. Okay. The next certificate is given to Dr. Roger J. Tan. He's the latest addition to our TWG member from Central Mindanao University. Dr. Tan, thank you so much for your help. Thank you for your support also. Okay. Okay, so we have one more. Certificate of recognition is given to Dr. Karen Jane S. Ungab of Taguluan Community College. Ma'am Jane, thank you very much again for your help as a member of the Technical Working Group. Thank you. And last but not the least, the certificate of recognition is presented to Dr. Maricel M. Nueva of the Governor Alfonso D. Tan College. Okay, also an active member of our TWG on flexible learning. Ma'am Maricel, thank you so much for your help. Okay, so at this point, we are now going to give or present the certificates of merit to our experts who have been sharing with us, then sharing their expertise and their time, and of course, the materials. No, they have been sharing with us the resources that they have presented, and some of them demonstrated some of the steps and procedures that needed by the faculty. So it's about time to give a recognition to our resource speakers, starting from day one, no, last July 9, when we started our webinar. So allow me to read the citation and give the certificates of merit to our resource speakers. Okay, let me start with the certificate of merit is given to Dr. Annalyn E. Porto in grateful recognition and commendation for her invaluable insights as resource speaker during the regional training on the implementation of flexible learning for higher education faculty held last July 9, 2020 on the webinar topic or the lecture topic, Teacher Training on Flexible Learning. This is a manifestation of the Commission's deep appreciation for her service and for sharing her time and expertise to all higher education faculty in Region 10 in their transition to the new normal in teaching and learning. Given this 30th day of July 2020 at the Commission and Higher Education Regional Office 10, Hayes Street, Cagayan de Oro City, Philippines, signed by Dr. Raul C. Alvarez Jr., CESO 3, Director 4. Okay, Dr. Annalyn is not with us, but we are very appreciative of his expertise. Of course, the same certificate of recognition is awarded, certificate of merit is awarded to Dr. Aimilu G. Mordeno for sharing with us his expertise as a resource speaker last July 9, 2020 on the webinar topic, Understanding the Learner's Mental Health Amidst the Pandemic. It was an interactive webinar with Dr. Mordeno. Dr. Mordeno, thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. The same certificate of merit is awarded to Dr. Seni V. Malabanan, who was our resource speaker last July 9 and 27 on two webinar topics. The first one was Introduction to Learning Management System and its Interface, and last July 27 on Understanding the Learning Management Systems. Dr. Seni, again, thank you so much. Salamat. The same certificate of merit is awarded to Engineer Rogine V. Marsilia. Engineer Marsilia was with us and very able and expert resource person. Last July 13 and 16 of 2020, the topics on making constructive alignment and redesigning the core syllabus, and on July 16, designing assessments of learning. Okay. Engineer Marsilia, salamat. Salamat, salamat. Next, the same certificate of merit is awarded to Dr. Amor Q. De Torres. Okay. Dr. De Torres was our resource speaker last July 14, 2020 on the webinar topic, Fostering Student-Centered Teaching Learning Activities in the Syllabus. Okay. Dr. De Torres, again, salamat po. Okay. Thank you so much. The same certificate of merit is presented to or awarded to Dr. Amparo V. Dinagsao, and she was the resource speaker on 3 different sessions. Very busy lady. Last July 14, on the topic Developing the Learning Module and Learning Guide. On July 16, Designing Assessments of Learning. And last July 17, Creating Rubrics for Assessing Student Performance. Dr. Amphi, thank you. Salamat. The same certificate of merit is awarded to Mr. Arvin E. Narvaza, okay, who was with us last July 17, 2020. And he was our resource speaker on the topic, Creating Rubrics for Assessing Student Performance. Sir Arvin, thank you so much. And at one point, he was our host, MC, in one of the webinar session. Okay. Thank you again, Sir Arvin, for your service and for your expertise. Okay. Next, Certificate of Merit is awarded to Engineer Lloyd John B. Estampa. He was our resource speaker last July 20 on the webinar topic, Ways of Providing Feedback and Evaluating Students' Participation in Online Discussions. It was very interactive presentations. There were a lot of questions on the topic given by or presented to us by Engineer Lloyd. Thank you, Engineer Lloyd. Salamat po. Okay. The same certificate of merit is given to or presented to Engineer Eileen E. Sheras, who was with us on last July 20. He presented to us the topic, ways of providing feedback and evaluating students' participation in online discussions. So that was a learning experience for many of our faculty. Engineer Sheras, thank you. Thank you sa imong sharing of your expertise. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. The same certificate of merit is awarded to Mr. Marvin N. Pamisa. He was mentioned earlier by one of our faculty. Mr. Marvin Pamisa was our resource speaker last July 21. The interactive webinar topic was entitled Creating, Engaging, and Effective Presentations and Facilitating Understanding of Content. Sir Marvin, salamat. Your energy was infectious at the time, and it is still now. As proof, one of our faculty has shared that he learned so much from your presentation. Thank you, Sir Marvin. Thank you. Okay, the same certificate of merit is presented to Dr. Jason Parba. Okay, Dr. Jason Parba was with us last July 23, 2020, and his topic was on employing critical thinking strategies for teaching flexible learning. Thank you so much, Sir Jason. Salamat. Okay, critical thinking. Okay, that was Sir Jason with us. Thank you, Sir Jason. Okay, salamat po. Okay. The same certificate of merit is given to Mr. Rogen V. Obenario. He was with Dr. Parba last July 23, 2020. He was able to demonstrate to us some of the strategies for teaching flexible learning using our mobile phones. Okay. It was also an interactive demonstration from Sir Rogen Obenario. Sir Rogen, salamat po. Okay. The same certificate of merit is given to Dr. Ariel R. Clarin of Misamis University. Dr. Clarin was with us last July 24, 2020, and he presented to us a topic on moving face-to-face techniques from face-to-face techniques to flexible learning techniques and how to develop high instructor presence. Thank you so much, Sir Ariel. Well appreciated po in inyong presentation. Thank you. Okay, the same certificate of merit is presented to our speaker this morning. No other than Ma'am Nenen S. Borinaga. She was with us for 3 days. She started with the topic last July 27 and followed by on July 28, part 1 and part 3 of the topic Building the Virtual Classroom in Moodle. And earlier this morning, her topic was on G Suite for Education. Okay, Ma'am Nenen, thank you so much. Thank you so much po. Okay. And last but not the least, the same certificate of merit is presented to Mr. Vincent Q. Malales for being our resource person, for demonstrating to us last July 28, 2020, how to build the virtual classroom in Moodle Part 2. Okay. So, Sir Vincent, thank you so much. Okay. From the Commission on Higher Education, Region 10, thank you to all our resource speakers. Okay. We are very grateful of your time and expertise. Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point in time, the chair of the Training and Capacity Building Committee, and a member of the Technical Working Group. And he is currently the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs of Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology, will give his closing message. Please welcome Dr. Franco G. Teves. Sir Frank?
Yes, good afternoon. Can I have my slides?
Yes.
I'm sorry you cannot see me virtually because my camera is not functional as of the moment, but can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes po, Sir Frank.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to greet our visionary regional director of the Commission on Higher Education, Dr. Raul C. Alvarez, and the CHED Region 10 family. Greetings also to all the heads and other officials of the HEIs of Region 10, the members of the Technical Working Group, and all the colleagues in the academic community in Region 10. So I have prepared just a very short message for our closing remarks. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, let me share with you first a beautiful saying from the late Eleanor Roosevelt. She said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Okay, so from that, in the next slide, you will see, next slide, that dreams can become reality. And I would like to share with you 3 futuristic predictions that came true. And one of these, if you take a look, number 1, the cure of diseases at a distance, or at least by transplantation. Here, we have our modern, modern technology, medical technology, which is telemedicine, and organ or tissue transplantation is now a reality. But this was already thought of. This was a dream by Robert Boyle in 1660. Imagine, 1660, and now we have this as a reality. Second, there are only 3 examples of this. Second, which is closer to our heart, is computers will allow us to connect with libraries of information, and those libraries will act as teachers, and what teachers used to do in the past. This was from Isaac Asimov in 1988, and if you take a closer look at this statement, we have here now probably something about the cloud, cloud computing, and internet connectivity, and online learning and teaching, which we're doing now. Imagine, this is from 1988. And learning, as we can say, is undergoing a radical transformation. Technology is transforming traditional paradigms of learning. The last example that I would like to mention this afternoon in closing is with regards to Internet of Things, IoT. And let me quote, this is a quotation from Bill Gates. "The home of the future would adjust to our preferences automatically as you entered, dimming lights, changing music, or even modifying digital picture framework." Now, 1982, believe it or not, but this is the first time that an appliance has been connected to the internet. 1982, and this was a Coca-Cola vending machine located at the Carnegie Mellon University in the US. So, we have this as the beginning. And then we have the paper by Mark Weiser in 1991 on ubiquitous computing. And we now have our Internet of Things, and now we have very, very sophisticated types of applications. So we have smart homes, you have smart agriculture, everything is smart. Okay, next slide, please. In all of these fulfilled predictions, there is one common factor. and that is the application of technology. We cannot really do away with technology. We have to embrace it. And even in our training, as we can see, there's a lot of learning for applying, information technology, computer technology into our training program. And therefore, I should say that for our next steps forward, there are three things that we can probably remember. Okay? Remembering also what Eleanor Roosevelt has mentioned. One is to continue to dream. Okay, to continue to dream and believe in the beauty of your dreams. So, everything begins with a dream. So if we dream about improving our institution, especially in online, the flexible learning, then we can. We just have to believe. Second is to continue to learn and innovate new applications of technology. Learning is unending. It's continuous. And so we have learned a lot from our training on flexible learning. We should continue to learn. We should continue to innovate new applications of what we have learned. And lastly, is to continue to focus on our students. In our business of higher education, let us always remember who our main clientele are, our students. Why do we do this? It's because of our students. We want to serve them. Okay, next slide. And probably the last. Again, remembering the efforts of our partners in the region. I would like to mention first the CHED Regional Office 10 for initiating the implementation of the training on flexible learning through a regional consortium. And this is led by no other than the visionary, I should say, visionary regional director. I really appreciate, I really admire Dr. Raul C. Alvarez for his vision for the region. Then we have the, of course, and all the personnel of the CHED Regional Office. Then the technical working group and the heads of participating HEIs for exhibiting a strong collaborative spirit. Okay, so we have to connect, we have to collaborate with one, we have to network with one another in the region. And then also worthy mentioning here are the different working committees who worked with, I should say, hypersonic speed within a very limited time span to accomplish assigned tasks. Many times, I believe, we lack sleep. How many hours have we slept? Probably in the preparation of, especially for those members of the training team. Okay. Very little time for us to sleep, and at daytime we think always about the training program because of the time constraint. But we were able to do what we wanted to accomplish. And lastly, to all the faculty, all members of the academic community of Region 10 who accepted the challenge posed by our beloved CHED Regional Director, Raul C. Alvarez. You have joined the training, you have undergone the training, and we are all very happy about it. And together we learn, and together we educate as one. So with this, I believe we can say that it's although it's difficult to say that this is the closing, closing time, but for every activity, there's always a time to close. Of course, this is not the end. This is just the beginning of a new relationship among us. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Frank. That was a inspiring. It's a closing message, and yet it is so inspiring. Thank you for your appreciation to all the hard work of our technical working group and the resource speakers. Yes, thank you also for providing us the way forward, reminding us for our way forward. It's true, we're finished with this session for our webinars, but the work is not yet done. Nahuman na ang sleepless nights ni Doc Amfig ni Ma'am Zenny. Remember, what you see on the screen are the not the real work, no? Kasi presentation lang yan. The real work was behind that camera or behind the screen. So if you see us red ang among lipstick, it does not mean we have not worked hard a night before or the dawn before that or the day before. So again, thank you very much to our resource speakers, and thank you, Sir Franco, for the leadership. Okay, thank you so much for that. Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, so we have come to an end. But before that, we remind those who have not registered, the link is flashed on your screen. Please do register. And of course, for those who have not uploaded their workshop outputs, our link to our LMS is flashed on your screen. Okay, please do upload your workshop output there. Our training team will check on your work. And as mentioned by Director Haro, you can make use of our open educational resource launched by CHED, our FieldChed.connect or FieldChed Connect open educational resource. So it will help our faculty members. So, and before we end, my big thank you for the CHED Region 10 staff who are behind also the webinars and the training. They have been our secretariat. They have been our technical support team. So ang makita ninyo, no, on screen is only my face, but behind me are the very supportive and very active CHED Regional 10 staff. So thank you sa akong mga colleagues diri sa CHED Region 10. We're done with for July, another set of trainings and activities for August. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, and for that, before we formally and finally end, we have our link to the evaluation form. We invite all participants watching us now live in our Facebook to please give your evaluation. The link is provided there, and we will be distributing your certificates via your official email addresses. So those who have been registering with us since day one, you will receive certificates of attendance each day that you have participated and you have registered. But please evaluate first, send your evaluation using this form. Okay, at this point, again, thank you very much, everyone. Kudos to everyone who have made this webinars successful. Thank you so much. Until the next time that we meet in this new normal. Stay safe. Stay healthy, everyone. Maayong
Everyone,
hapon.
group picture, group
Yeah,
photo.
group picture. Show your faces, please.
Is everyone ready? Okay. In three, si Ma'am Karen, is Ma'am Karen here? Dr. Ambrosio. Start video. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Another one. In 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, done. Thank you, everyone.